Hi Aquarius, my sun sign brothers and sisters, welcome to your month ahead May 2020 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what our actions and interactions with the world at large have to say this month. And this month we get the Justice card, right? So not an easy card. Well, it's not necessarily even not an easy card. It just means that this month you're paying attention to your commitments. It may very well be. Now, if you have put out any job applications, this is where you're signing the contract. If you have decided to buy something, this is where you're signing on the dotted line. If you have decided to sell something, this is where you're, signing on the dotted line. Now, remember, Venus is retrograde this month. She goes retrograde on the 13th of May right through until I think it's June the 21st, so the day of the summer solstice. Now, your Justice card represents the sign of Libra, so this isn't just about your contracts and your the things that you sign for, or even the legalities of things that Justice. It's also about the commitments that you make. This is about what you choose to commit to. Now, your actions and interactions with the world at large, this is about your path. It's about the steps that you make, and this is asking you, what are you committing to? And this month you will be asked to commit to something, whether this is that you've gone for a job and you actually get offered the job. Maybe you go for a job interview and you get offered it there and then. And I actually feel like that is definitely an energy that comes up for you this month. Like, you could go for something and expect to wait, usually it's like a 2-week wait, and you sit there biting your nails, like analysing yourself and all the billion things that you've done wrong. I actually don't feel like this month you will have that option. I feel like whatever it is you've gone for, especially if it is a job, it does look like you are having, it looks like you're having to decide, and fairly quickly. The fact that this is in your actions and interactions with the world at large, this means that you are really ready to commit to or focus on something. Now, you know me by now, full disclosure, I had tried to record this video before, and this is interesting because I was just about to say this is about you committing to a new path forward, and maybe releasing something that you've previously been committed to that wasn't necessarily good for you. So the first card out on the previous recording that I had to stop was the Devil card. And what I was going to say is, what are your vices? What are the things that you are tied to that are probably not good for you, or not necessarily supposed to be a part of your path? So that's something to consider. For your money and materials, you've got the Ace of Swords, right? So look at this. You've got the card of commitments, contracts, and things to sign and paperwork right next to the Ace of Swords. That in itself, that's a new job. That's the signing of the contract for a new home. That's the buying a new car. And I have cautioned other signs against this. If you can get out of signing for a big ticket item, Venus retrograde, Venus rules money, right? It's not necessarily the best time to sign it. If you absolutely need it and you can't do without it, then don't stop living for any retrograde of a planet. Just be conscious that you might need to adjust something, or if you can at a later date, you might need to, altogether start over. Just be aware that that is an energy that you may encounter. Don't wish for it, don't hope for it, don't focus on it. Just know that it may be an energy that comes up for you. If it does, you'll deal with it when it does. When it comes to your money and materials, a lot of you are looking at a new job, a new start, a new position. Maybe you are signing that new contract. I mean, the Ace of Swords is where you move ahead with something, right? This is a new beginning, a new start, a fresh start, right next to the card of commitments, contracts, etc. So there is something that you're signing for this month, and I feel like it's a new job. I feel like this is something that is going to bring new money, new finances, new prospects into your life. It does look like there is some opportunity to get ahead financially, or some sort of opportunity to start over financially, which is a really exciting prospect. For your health, This is the month for you to take care of your mental health, Aquarius. Okay, so you've got the Justice card there, making a decision or a commitment, and then you've got the Ace of Swords, which is about your mind or your intellect, where you put it, what you do with it, your decision-making skills and abilities. This is a month for you to really pay attention to your mental health and really do whatever you can to make sure that you are in a good space in your headspace, right? Whatever that means. If it's like, if you're spring cleaning everything else, including the house, why not spring clean your mind and your, you know, your body at the same time? That makes total sense. So, excuse me, allergy, hay fever season. With that said, for your home, it does look like you're looking further afield or maybe at a different place to be, which is, again, you know, it looks like some of you are making that commitment. It looks like you might be thinking about where the next home is going to be, or if you're going to renew your contract on the current place, or if you're going to put in to buy the current place, who knows. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Page of Cups. This is lovely, right? Because it's right next to the Ace of Swords, which means you're able to communicate your feelings this month, which is a really powerful place for an Aquarius to be, because we're not necessarily we're not known for our warm reception when it comes to feelings, right? It's not really our domain, so to speak. Now, what I will say to you on that front is your Page of Cups isn't just about you talking about your feelings, it's also about you sharing them with somebody. It may be that some of your relationships, maybe some of your outlooks are about to change, maybe some of it's about to be renegotiated. This could be a personal relationship, it could be your relationship with a friend, with a boss, you know, it could be any of the above, but it does look like you're really open to this idea of talking about how you feel in order to work through something when it comes to your relationships this month. You could be taking on a whole world of conversation when it comes to your intuitive or psychic skills or abilities this month. That definitely features for you in some way, so just consider that. And then finally, your heart and half, you've got the Eight of Pentacles. Now, for those of you that are single, a couple of things. One, it looks like you're so busy with work, etc., that you don't really have time for love and romance. But if you are so inclined, it does look like you are likely to be meeting this person in the scope of your work or your job. Remember, the Eight of Pentacles is literally about work, doing the work, going to work, being at work, you know, things that happen at work, you know, and it looks like whatever you are doing for work, you genuinely love, and whoever it is that you're connecting with has that same passion that you have, which is really, really lovely. And just as I said that, there's a bright orange butterfly just flown up to the window, so I will take that. For those of you that are partnered, your Eight of Pentacles looks like, because it's right next to your Page of Cups, this is a month for you to do that emotional maintenance, right, on your relationship. This is a month for you guys to get clear on what it is that you want, what it is that you can offer, where you see your relationship going, and how it needs to change or evolve, you know, in order to continue being healthy and happy. And, you know, sometimes there's nothing wrong with having those conversations, just to say, look, you know, are we all right? Is everything going in the right way? What can we do to, you know, wrong deck, to make it better, so to speak? So for the first week of the month, we get the Lovers card. So now, for those of you that have gone for jobs or applied for jobs, it does look like you might be choosing between two. Remember, the Lovers card is about choice. It's about the decisions that you make to go one way or another. The Justice card is the commitment that has to be made once you've made the choice. So this first week of the month, there could be more than one job offer on the table. It's definitely a possibility. For your second week of the month, you've got the Judgment card underneath the Ace of Swords. There is a brand new beginning on the horizon for you, Aquarius. When it comes to your work, when it comes to your profession, it does look like you're about to start mixing and mingling with a very different group to what you're used to. Maybe people that are vastly different to you. Now, because it is the Judgment card, this means something about your personal world or alignment is about to change in response to this new thing, Ace of Swords, that's coming into your life. This means that it's actually really beneficial for you, and it may, in the long run, it may assist you to change your outlook in some way, or maybe your understanding or your belief structure. whatever it is, it does look like your money is taking an upswing, but the connections that you have when it comes to work is all about to change and shift. For your third week of the month, you've got the Hermit card underneath the Page of Cups. So yeah, for those of you that are partnered, I encourage you this month to, everybody's spending more time with their loved ones, whether they like it or not right now. This is about you really taking time to talk about the way that things are. Not just to be in each other's space and to be civil with each other because you have to spend so much time together. This is about being ready, willing and able to open up a dialogue should the need present itself, or when the opportunity presents itself. Now, on another level, it does look like you're able to not only talk about your feelings, but you're also able to process how somebody thinks and feels about you. So this could be a month where you and a partner, or you and a family member, or you and a friend are being brutally honest with each other, but it really is very refreshing for you at this time. And then finally, your fourth week of the month, you've got the Death card right underneath the Eight of Pentacles. So for those of you that are single, it does look like a lot of you are kind of, there might be prospects for flirtations, there might be prospects for, connections and all the rest of it with people that you work with, but it doesn't look like you're moving ahead with it because you've got the Death card. So it's kind of like you're saying, you know what, I've just got too much going on that's more important than this right now. Thank you. I'd like to keep it lighthearted, but no thank you. For a select few of you, this could be a relationship coming to an end. Maybe that you and a partner are just not in the same place. Maybe you're not as invested as you were. Maybe your life or their life has become too complicated and you have to go on your separate ways. But for those of you that stay together, it means that you guys are really, you're on a united front of saying to yourself, okay, this is going to have to go in order for us to continue. And then finally, your key to the month is the Seven of Cups, right? So if you try to do too much this month, you really will get little done. This is a time for you to streamline, Aquarius. Don't try to do too many things at once. Don't try to be all things to all people. Aquarius is definitely guilty of that. I know I am at pretty much every stage of my life. It's something I'm doing a lot better with now, but this is a month for you to really figure out where you try to do too much and to streamline the process. Do what you can, leave what you can't, and once you've finished what you can do, you can replace it with something else. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.